Hi, honey. Did you get any good work done today?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Well, the weather forecast says it's supposed to be it's pretty snowy this weekend.
And what exactly do you want me to do about it?
Oh, don't be so grouchy, honey.
I'm not grouchy, hun. I just want to finish my work.
Okay, I get it. Hey, maybe I can come back later. I can bring some good snacks, and maybe you'll even let me read a little sneak peek.
Wendy, let me explain something to you, okay? Every time you come in here and you're distracting me and you're breaking my concentration, and it'll take me time to get back to where I was.
No, yes, I understand.
Okay. And we're gonna make a new rule, okay? Whenever you hear me in here typing like, or if you don't hear me typing, whatever the hell you hear me doing in here, whenever I'm in here, that means you do not come in here. And I think I can handle that.
Yes.
Great. I want to get a head start and get the hell out of here. Great. Can't believe I have to get this doctor's sleep review out by tomorrow. What's going on, everybody? My name is Dr. Zilla, and welcome back to another awesome video. Where today, I'm going to be talking about Doctor Sleep, which is the sequel to The Shining, and it's directed by Mike Flanagan. Where should I start with this movie? Let's start with balancing two worlds, the King world and the Kubrick world. First of all, I love the movie. I think the movie is great. I still like Chapter 2 better, though. Well, okay, jeez, I just heard something over there. I think I should say is that, I think this is a better, I think this is a better made movie than It Chapter 2, but I like and enjoy It Chapter 2 more, and I can see myself watching It Chapter 2 more. I also don't have any Shining shirts, and I wanted to wear my It shirt, but I don't have it right now, so I had to wear my clown shirt. But anyways, that's because my hair kind of looks like Jack Torrance right now. It's weird. But anyways, Mike Flanagan, who is literally my favorite working horror director today, right now. You know him from such stuff as Gerald's Game, Haunting of Hill House, Oculus. Maybe not Oculus. He also made a Ouija Origin of Evil, which the first Ouija is a terrible movie, and yet Mike Flanagan made an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes sequel. That never happens, especially in a horror movie. I think it was 80%. Definitely near that. And this movie is definitely one of Mike Flanagan's best. You can tell watching it that it definitely feels a bit like Haunting of Hill House. Like, especially in the trailer, you know that they go back to the Overlook Hotel. It feels like if someone took Haunting of Hill House, but then put it in The Shining, that is how this would feel. And that's how it does feel. And that's not a bad thing. I love The Haunting of Hill House. The fact that we're seeing a Haunting of Hill House. It's just windy outside. The fact that we're seeing a Haunting of Hill House type Shining is like a horror dream come true, especially for modern horror. But anyways, the performances. Oh, well, Mike Flanagan balances the King world of The Shining and the Kubrick world masterfully. He does everything, like he gets the shots, and the music and the sound editing and the editing and the picture editing exactly right, just like how Kubrick did it in The Shining. But he also tended to King's needs and what King had in both The Shining book and the Doctor Sleep book, and I have some interesting thoughts about the end of I have some thoughts about the end of Doctor Sleep. Oh, I forgot to. No, I have some interesting thoughts about the end of this movie, but now we get into spoiler territory, and I'm gonna have to save that for another day. Before I am in a new setup right now, and this is. Can I change something? Whatever, this is fine. Yeah. So this is a new setup you can see that I'm in, and this is not gonna be my my usual setup. I still have my film setup right over there. I'm only doing it this way because it's late at night. I have my light on, and I don't have a light in my in my movie reviewing center. That's all based off natural light. So so that's why I'm doing this, because I get the best light this way. But it's not gonna stay like this. All my reviews are either gonna be done up there by the bookshelf. I record a lot of things on there, and in my movie room corner. But anyways, back to the movie. The performances are great. When I heard I still don't know how to pronounce him. I said Ewan. I say Ewan. I think it's Ewan. It's like Ewan McGregor. I don't know. Whatever. McGregor. When I heard he's gonna be playing Danny, I was like, really? Obi-Wan Kenobi playing Danny. And I wasn't turned off. I was a little suspicious and curious on how they were gonna do this. And to my luck and millions of fans around the world, I was not disappointed. Ewan McGregor plays a totally believable adult Danny in this movie. His performance is great. The younger child actor, I totally can't even say her name because I totally botch it. She does a great job too. Yeah, she has a great job too. She's amazing. She has big shining ability, something Danny hasn't ever seen before, and she's being hunted by Rose the Hat and her goons. And they're the new villains of this movie. Their stuff, I'm kind of like, so their whole plot, so the villain's plot line, I am mostly totally fond of. Like, so you split my likability of them into 4 quarters. I love 3 quarters of them, but 1 quarter of them I'm not totally fond about, and I'll get into that a bit. First of all, they are the movie basically says these are the villains. These are who you should be afraid of. Stay away from these guys. When something that made The Shining so good, at least to me, is that there was really no defined villain. Except if you don't count the Overlook, but of course the Overlook also could not be real. It could just be in Jack's head. But I don't believe in that, but I'm just saying that theory does exist. Jeez, it's scary. It's scary in here. Yeah, and this movie, it definitely, it kind of is not, the villain, okay. Rose the Hat is so great as a villain, played by Rebecca Ferguson. I think that's how you say it. I'm totally getting that name wrong, I think, but I might be getting it right. I don't know. Anyways, Rose the Hat. Shut up! I swear. So Rose the Hat is a really fleshed out villain. You know why her and her goons are doing what they're doing. Like, you know why they're doing it. And it makes sense. I don't like the 1 quarter is that there's a defined villain when The Shining didn't really have one. Like, Jack was a normal man. He was a little crazy from the beginning, but he's a normal man turned by the ghosts of the Overlook, or by his own sanity, or by drinking problems, whatever. That didn't really have a definite villain, even though there were bad things happening. It didn't have a definite, this is villain, this is the villain. Jack, you definitely want to run away from, but he's still Jack. I hope you know what I'm saying. This movie, it had defined villains, and the movie subliminally, you know what I'm saying. It told you that these are the definite bad guys, and you have to stay away from them, and that I'm mostly fine with. But in Star Wars The Shining, it could have gone a bit more psychological with the villain side, but overall it's great. Another thing is a little con of the movie, but not too bad. I can overlook it. Overlook it. Funny. Yeah. So they recast people to play Jack Torrance, young Danny, and Wendy. They recast people. Oh, and Dick Hallorann. They recast people to play them, and most of all, it was good. Like the guy who played Dick, looked mostly like how he does in the original Shining, and the woman who played Wendy. I don't know what their names are, but they did great jobs. It's about the kid who played young Danny and Jack, where I start to get a little iffy, because Jack, especially towards the end, kind of like flashback Ghost Jack, he has a good bit of screen time with a good bit of lines, and the more he's on screen, the more yeah, this is not Jack. This is not the Jack I know. When Danny is mostly fine, but he just there's some scenes where there's kind of like a close up in his face, and those are scenes where you're like, yeah, this is not my Danny, you know. When Ewan McGregor definitely is my Danny, because he's just like the adult version of the kid Danny, but definitely Danny Lloyd and Jack Nicholson are forever going to be the best Danny and Jack Torrance. But that's just a minor problem. It can be overlooked, and I didn't have I wasn't distracted. But I will tell you what did distract me. There was this group, like 3 teenage boys in the back that looked like 17, maybe 16 in high school. They were talking. They weren't yelling. They weren't talking out loud. I mean, sometimes they were, but mostly they were kind of like, hey, look at that. Like, they weren't whispering, but they weren't speaking normally. There's the middle line. But they were talking constantly throughout the entire movie. And I don't think and that's not going to affect my opinion on the movie. But I just wanted to say that, oh my god, that annoyed me so much. Like, home. Okay. Aiden and Grayson, I'm gonna need you to, Aiden and Grayson, you there?
Yeah, I got you, fam.
Yeah, thanks, Steve, because I'm gonna need you for this. Okay, basically, I'm saying, shut the up, you son of a. Now, I paid my money here, and I want to enjoy this very important movie to one of the best horror films of all time. I need you and your goons to shut the up. Aiden and Grayson, you got all that?
Yeah, dude, I got it.
I appreciate it, man. No problem. Okay. Yeah. So anyways, now that is out of the way. That's really all I have to say about this movie. Oh, and one of the most epic scenes I've ever seen in a horror movie ever happens at the beginning of the 3rd act. Essentially, I'm not gonna spoil it for people that want to see it, but it was amazing. So, anyways, that's really gonna be it. And it's not as good as The Shining. It's not, but it's definitely a great movie. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. So not as good as it, but definitely still an amazing King movie and horror movie in general. Alright, see you.